Breaking down all 22 things you missed from Survivor Season 46, Episode 10. We're talking all things Liz completely freaking out, the best reward of the season with Applebee's, the brutal endurance challenge, the rice negotiation returning, and much more. Careful for any spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet, and make sure to stick around as we announce last week's giveaway winner. If you want to enter next week's giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below who you think is the best player with only a few episodes left. Let's get started with number 22, previously on Survivor. There's a few things that are super important to highlight. Everyone hates Q. If you have an idol, you will be voted out, which puts Tiffany in an obvious, really bad spot with the only person left in the game with a hidden immunity idol. Number 21, return to camp. At first glance, it looked like Liz was the only person left out of the Hunter and Q split vote last episode. Well, except for Hunter and Q, obviously they were left out of the split vote as well. We all saw in the promo, this will be a huge breakout episode for Liz. Honestly, I fully respect it. If I was the only person left out of a split vote like Liz was, I would probably freak out the same way.
On top of that, I wanted to get Q out. He did almost blow up my game, and he's not someone that I can trust moving forward.
Number 20, Q and Maria. I found it super interesting with Maria coming to chat with Q after the tribal council. With that said, I don't think it was the smart move to connect with him right after the tribal council, as there was way too much going on at that point. She should have waited till later. Ultimately, Q is attempting the Mike strategy from Survivor Worlds Apart and just win every single challenge. The only issue is that Q sucks at a lot of these challenges. And talking about challenges, let's lead into number 19, Survivor challenges. Some of my favorite Survivor challenges are the ones that require precision with a fine touch. That's why with the Survivor 46 drop, I was super pumped to bring the Labyrinth Maze into Idle Plays. This is one of the hardest replica Survivor challenges we offer and has been seen in so many different Survivor seasons. The first 10 people to use the code MAZE25 get 25% off this awesome challenge. So if you're interested in checking out Idle Plays and supporting me and the channel, please consider going to idleplays.com and checking out the puzzles. And remember, the first 10 people to use the code MAZE25 get 25% off the crazy Labyrinth Maze. Number 18, Good Morning. It shows the strength of Kenzie's social game that she came up with the plan to vote Tiffany out last episode, and yet no one last episode or this episode goes and exposes Kenzie's plan to Tiffany. Once again, this group of players is all obsessed with the idea of building their Survivor resume. Number 17, reward time. Let's go! It's the Applebee's reward, the best reward of the season. But first, we gotta talk about the challenge. Race through obstacles and throw sandbags in a net tunnel, go under a net crawl, and land a sandbag on a target. Are you ready for it? The winner gets the best reward of the season.
So we brought Applebee's to Fiji. Applebee's.
Talk to me, Jeff.
We're just getting started, Charlie. Perhaps you're interested in the Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp.
Yeah.
I love Applebee's. Applebee's is by far my favorite, sit-down restaurant. Oh my God, yes.
Number 16, challenge time. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's the biggest reward of the season. Everyone wants this one so bad. There's a chance I might be going crazy, but I swear the net tunnel used to be sharp and hurt to touch in previous seasons. As Q gets to the final section of the challenge the fastest and ultimately wins the challenge. Number 15, who gets reward? First time of the season, we're going to the Survivor Sanctuary where good things happen. Q gets to choose 3 people to join him, and he picks Tiffany, Maria, and Kenzie with so much drama involved. There's a huge explosion, a slow head turn from Liz as she fully freaks out about not getting picked.
I'm pissed! Q, you almost blew up my whole game! You almost overshadowed everything I was trying to do.
Number 14, apply for Survivor. This is your weekly reminder when Jeff wants you to apply to Survivor. I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. With every passing week, we're getting closer and closer to passing Russell Hanson subscribers on YouTube. So if you're a fan of these videos, please consider subscribing. And as a bonus, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be making a dedicated video interviewing Russell Hanson. Number 13, losers return to camp. That was some real TV right there. To be fair, I kind of wish Liz didn't go and apologize afterwards for freaking out, but the whole thing felt super old school Survivor. All the losers, including Ben, Liz, Charlie, and Venus, are all pissed off at Q. Number 12, Applebee's. I'm a little curious, leave a comment down below if you think it makes me a fake Survivor fan, but I've actually never been to Applebee's before. Jeff wasn't joking around that this is the biggest reward of the season, with Applebee's, a sleepover at the sanctuary, and obviously the players getting to bond over food, especially since they rejected Jeff's offer for rice earlier in the season. Number 11, Liz backstory. This is the breakout episode for Liz, but unfortunately, I still have a feeling Liz, she just can't win Survivor. As we get a flashback to Liz about growing up without much and why Applebee's is so important to her. At first, I will be honest, when we were at the challenge, I thought Liz was overreacting to the moment, but afterwards, I feel like Q is a complete villain.
Being able to sit down at Applebee's with my daughter is so important to me.
Number 10, players come together. The winners are gonna give great, insane detail about what happened at Reward.
Go into incredibly descriptive details of the story so we all know.
As the producers are doing great camera work with a close-up of Liz as no one even tried the burger, which is her favorite item on the menu. Liz tries to be the bigger person again and apologizes to Q, but he was so petty about the whole thing.
Liz apologized for her outburst, but I'm not concerned with what Liz thinks. I'm not ashamed of going on a reward that I won. I can choose who I want.
Number 9, Maria and Charlie. Mark my words, one of these two players, Maria or Charlie, are going to win Survivor 46. They're perfectly in the middle. As Maria fully spills the beans on what everyone talked about on Reward, Charlie's a little bit upset that the Tiffany blindside is currently not the plan in place, but that's all good as things can change so quickly on Survivor. Number 8, challenge time. Come on in with an awesome endurance challenge, where you gotta hold onto a handle for as long as you can that's attached to a bucket with 25% of the pre-game weight. But hold up, this is unprecedented in the new era of Survivor. We're trying the rice negotiation again. Number 7, rice negotiation. I thought when we saw the rice negotiation, Jeff was gonna make it easier, but it's actually still the same rules to get the rice. 4 players need to sit out of the challenge, or 2 players need to lose their vote. And then things get interesting, as Jeff says if any player decides they're gonna sit out, Jeff will just give them a personal bag of rice. Liz does grab the rice. She needs the food so bad, but I feel as if this might be bad territory for Jeff in future seasons, as the players do need to eat some food over the 26 days, and what if they just refuse the rice? Also, it would be a crazy villain move, but what if someone like Q just steals Liz's rice? Number 6, the challenge. This was the classic Gabler challenge from Survivor 43, as he shouted out all his friends and family, and it was a funny little moment on the bench as Venus and Ben were cheering on Q to lose the challenge. The Survivor producers were having fun as we get a slow-mo shot of Q losing, with the showdown being between Charlie versus Tiffany. And hold on tight, as Charlie's starting to become a challenge threat with 2 individual wins. Other than being a Survivor YouTuber, I'm a coach, so this was a very cool thing to hear.
I've been literally training my grip with the grip squeezers, dead hangs on pull-up bars, anything I can think of to strengthen my forearms and grip.
Number 5, after the challenge. Obviously, after the challenge, it's small talk with not much strategy at the very beginning. Hyping up Charlie for the win, Liz is pumped up for her rice, and now Tiffany thinks the vote is easy, everyone's gonna vote out Q. My mind was blown. I couldn't believe Tiffany actually said this about her idol.
I'm a betting woman, so I'm putting my chips on the table and I'm making a bet. Tonight, I'm betting I can keep my idol in my pocket because Q is going home.
Number 4, the plans. Currently, there's 2 plans in place, but apparently Kenzie's getting worried about making the big move. The easy move would be to vote for Q, and the big move would be to vote Tiffany with her idol. Maria is so smart in this situation and understands that Q, he has no power in the game. He'll do whatever Maria says. Number 3, leaving Kenzie out. Again, the major theme of this season is who gets credit for what move, who gets to build the biggest survivor resume. And I love this idea of leaving Kenzie out of her own move, with Charlie, Maria, Ben, and Q working together as they bring Liz in on the plan as well to blindside Tiffany. Number 2, tribal council. With how this tribal council went and the episode as a whole, there's a few people I think just can't win the game anymore. Obviously, Q can't win Survivor. I also don't think Liz or Venus will win the game as well. So really, if any of them make the final tribal council, I think all 3 of those players could be 0 vote finalists. Ultimately, the chaos this season has been unreal, with Tiffany adding herself to the list of Hunter and Gem of players on the chopping block and not playing their idol, leading into number 1, Tiffany voted out. Anyways, congratulations, Josh. You're this week's puzzle giveaway winner. I'll announce a new winner next week. Click right here for another awesome Survivor video, and click right here to check out the Survivor Labyrinth maze.